TikTok going.
It's
100%
3379.
It's not great.
Someone's commented you two don't understand the meaning of the word healing.
True. We are like queens of self-sabotage. Actually, who do you think's worse at self-sabotaging, me or you?
Probably you.
It's me. It is me.
In different ways, though. I can be quite self-sabotaging in quite like destructive emotional ways.
Yeah, you can. You're just quite, I would say
It's
you're
like a bit more hidden.
Yeah, yours is a tiny bit more subtle. And also I do think you're like very conscious not to enact in those behaviours because you're currently in your like healing era.
Yeah.
Like you're currently in your growth era. So I feel like you're like conscious of not doing that. Whereas I'm still sometimes a bit self-sabotaging in like lots of different ways.
Swept away in the wave, in the current.
I love a current.
We've got to talk about Blink Brow Bar.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I was actually just looking at you.
Yeah.
You look magnificent. I know she said she was better in pictures, but you do look magnificent with those brows.
Well, the only thing I will say, they don't stay laminated for like that long, do they? Like yours are still quite like boom.
Because I brushed them.
Yeah, I've been brushing. I've got my brush with me. Don't panic.
I brushed them like to the letter. Like I used a gel. Did you use a gel?
No, I haven't used a gel.
Because otherwise they don't stay on my
I have
face.
got the Blink Brow Bar gel in my bag, but everyone was asking what we asked for. We went to Blink Brow Bar and we asked for a brow thread tint laminate.
Yeah. And sadly, we're now hooked. And I honestly don't think I will ever be able to go out with it ever again.
Yeah. Oh, it's so tricky when you get hooked to all of these like beauty things. Oh yeah, free or not.
Yeah.
But like, I was thinking about it, girls. Like, I don't know if you're like sat there right now listening to us, you're on the tube. Like, look down at yourself. Think about how expensive you are. Like, look at your nails. Look at your hair.
Look at the makeup on your face.
The makeup on your face. If you've got tan on, you best believe Bondi Sands, that shit's expensive. Look at your shoes. Look at your new purchases. Look at your phone. Look at your bag. Like, fuck me, hon. You're so expensive. I love that for you.
Say the thing about the sunflower.
Oh, yeah. So... the Slumflower. What's her real name? Chidera.
Chidera,
yeah. She was like talking on her pod. If you haven't listened, she talks about like quite controversial stuff, and she has like quite strong opinions on things, I'd say, and especially the men she dates. And she was basically like, I can't date a broke man because he literally can't afford the body spray that I'm wearing.
It's the truth. It is the truth. Really.
But it's crazy because when I was like then thinking about it, like how much it costs each month to like
just exist
in a way that makes you feel good, like even if it's not for the male gaze. Like I was talking to this woman in that coffee shop I was in with my bloody mum. The whole of Stowe on the Wold was there. It was brilliant. She'd been single for a number of years and she was like, it's so funny because if I look at myself now, I'm like, my nails aren't done, I'm wearing a fleece that's covered in dog hair, like la 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 la, and that's like because she's not in a relationship anymore. But actually, like, it's so important to do those little things that make you feel good, whether in a relationship or not.
I do it for myself.
No, I know. I just think sometimes when you've got someone like looking at you constantly, you're less likely to let yourself go, maybe. Like not if you're actively dating. Dating like forces you to do it. But I don't think it's like a good or bad thing. I just think it's like interesting that there probably are certain things that we do every month that are just like, actually, that makes me feel good. And when I let that slip, I don't feel as good.
This is what we were talking about last weekend, the two of us, because...
just the two of us.
Because Poi Piet has got the disease of loving to play golf. And I do call it a disease because it is catching.
Yeah, it's like COVID.
And
that and paddle. What is wrong with men playing
divorce,
paddle?
According to Paulie B.
Divorce.
Catching.
Yeah. Oh, catches, apparently.
Did you know that?
Paul Brunson said divorce is like a cold.
Go on.
If you're in a friendship group where a couple is getting divorced,
you're 50% more likely to
get divorced.
It is literally catching. So let's say G had a friend who was getting divorced. Even though I'm one step removed, I've still now got a 25% increased chance of getting a divorce. Like literally like a catching disease. It's crazy.
And that is what golf is to 20-something-year-old men.
But we were talking about this and she said something really good because to me, it's a waste of time. And I really am struggling at the moment, especially when the two of us, G, I, and then Raw and I are so time poor. I find it madness that you would elect to spend that much time doing like something so boring.
It's a really long activity.
It's just crazy.
My dad used to drag me around a golf course and I literally would just be like kicking and screaming like, I don't want to do it. And he's like, this is the only sport that you can play anywhere in the world by yourself and make friends. I was like, I don't want to. I'm not a businessman in the 1960s. idiot. Sorry.
She's not wrong.
Sorry.
And anyway, then G was like, the thing is, it's that you don't think it's important, but for him, at the end of a week on a Saturday, the one thing he's looking forward to relaxing, to spending time with his friends is golf. And it's the same kind of thing. Like, what I deem important to spend money on, for example, my nails, other people think is total madness.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel good and it's important to me. And it's like...
Well, it has become a big part of your identity, I'd say, your nails.
I agree. But
Yeah.
you could say that about like blonde hair, anything. Like, if it makes you feel good, even if it feels like frou-frou to other people.
Frou-frou, away.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's respecting.
Other people's priorities.
Which, when it comes to golf, is hard, I have to say.
How's that conversation gone recently?
Listen, we had a conversation and I just said, listen, I understand that it is important to you. And I understand that, like, also for Raw, when he was a teenager and like at uni, like being the sporty one was his identity. And like when you work and you don't have time to do that, I think maybe he had a bit of an identity crisis.
Sure, yeah.
So I said to him, I understand all of that, but I also just like, and I understand, by the way, I don't have a leg to stand on because I will cancel on him at the drop of a hat for work, for filming, like for everything else. So I'm not asking you to not do it. I'm just asking you to be mindful of the amount of time that it takes and to maybe not do it every single Saturday afternoon because that is our one crossover window or whatever it might be. And he was like, yeah, like I didn't think, anyway, it was good. It was positive. And he was like, yeah, I will be more mindful. Anyway, then the next weekend he played golf.
So that's good.
So that's good.
His handicap's gone down, but I am allowed to break up
he's going on a golf tour. So yeah, that's that really.
So that has gone well.
Yeah.
Golf clubs for Christmas. Really good. Okay, you do the intro, babe. You're much better than me.
Okay, welcome to Leave a Message. This is the podcast where we listen to your voice notes. We love to hear from the Gallies and we just kind of get into them. We try and give you some advice. We try and give you some wisdom. We try and give you some lols and our thoughts and opinions. They're not always good. So if you're looking for good stuff, go somewhere else.
Well, if you're looking for like serious, like statistic-based stuff,
Go to Paul Brunson.
you must go and find Paul Brunson because it
Or
won't
if
be
you're
us.
looking for credibility, because I don't know how much credibility we've got.
Almost none. Do you know, I was watching Louis Theroux and Mia Khalifa, and Louis Theroux had pages and pages of notes, and I thought, we've got empty whiteboards.
So sorry.
Vogue and Joanne also, they have their laptops out.
Notes.
And as do Rob and Josh. And those are two duos that we really look
Rob
up to.
and Josh
Yeah.
have notes?
Yes, babe.
It doesn't sound like it. Sorry, boys, you wouldn't fucking know it, do they? What,
maybe-
little jokes written down, is it? Cheating.
Right, listen, maybe...
They record on their laptops.
And also, maybe it's fake notes. Like, maybe it's gobbledygook. You know, when you just, like, type stuff, like, random stuff. And just
Yeah.
look like you've prepared.
Yeah.
We don't even bother with that.
Well, we're not
so-
claiming to be like, you know, a kind of... I can't
Fount
even-
of knowledge.
Thank you, fountain of knowledge, yeah.
So anyway, that's this podcast that you're listening to right now. We love you. Thank you so much for keeping us going with your voice notes. And this week, the Gallies are called...
Joy.
Good.
I'm just feeling a bit joyous.
Hi, girlies. Love the podcast. This is a little story and it's lesbian drama. So I'm on holiday with friends about 4 weeks ago and I recently split up with my partner after 4 years. So they decided to go on Tinder and they're just swiping right, just swiping and swiping. And then someone messages me and they're like, I'd like to take you out for a drink. Go out for this drink with this girl. Amazing. Really lovely, really kind. Obviously went back to hers, had a lot of fun. It was great sex. We have a sexy weekend, really great. Go to some really nice restaurants, have a lot of amazing sex, all good, get to know each other a little bit more. But she starts to catch a few feelings. I just feel like there was a few things that kind of little red flags that come out. You may say they're major. She got 6 calls from her ex over the weekend and was extremely like clingy. Like when I was trying to walk across the road, like she'd like stop me and put her hand behind my back and like walk me across the road like I was some toddler. And then would continuously grab my face and like tell me how beautiful I am and how gorgeous I am. And I mean, like, that's nice and all, but like when it's like constant, it's like, oh, okay. But then when we went out for dinner, she was like, what kind of engagement ring would you want? Very random question for someone who you'd come and had a sexy weekend with. Then persists for me to get my phone out and says, oh, I think like, you should show me what engagement rings you would want. And I'm like, well, I don't know. And she's like, well, look again. Then gets her phone out and is like, would you want a Cartier? Obviously, I would want a Cartier. But obviously, I'm not going to say this to a girl that I've just gone for a weekend and slept with literally once before that. And my flight has been cancelled 3 times over 2 days. And she's come and picked me up from the airport, took me back to hers, looked after me, starting to get like connected in that kind of way. Then a few days later, she'd post a picture, because I haven't messaged her back quick enough, post a picture of her with the song that I said was one of my favourite songs in the background, obviously to try and get my attention. Now she's saying that the communication's changed and she doesn't know why, and that we would work really well together. And I just don't know how to kind of say to her that I just don't think me and you are going to work. Help. Also, G, if you do want to come to the dark side, don't think you do, but if you did, there's a little compliment for you.
Me just bright red. Babe, sorry, I'm still waiting for my gay awakening, so I'll let you know.
You're still on the dark side on your own over there. I don't.
God, I've gone bright red. You've got a very sexy voice, so I could be swayed.
Can I say something? I have not been once hit on by a woman ever in my life.
It's an energy thing. You're very straight.
She gets it 3-4 times a week. It's so, like, sorry, am I not?
Neither do I, so.
Babe, you're very straight. I don't think you should be offended by that.
It's not about being straight, babe.
No, you look...
That's not the point. I think that I could hit on a gay man because I thought he was a nice man. Like, I thought he looked nice.
No, but you might not be attractive to like the qualities necessarily of a gay man.
What, shallow bitch? Is that what you're saying?
Well, you're a shallow bitch. Yeah. No, we never said that. I just don't think you give off like open energy. Therefore, the girls.
I know.
Whereas I'm desperate for a gay awakening. I literally am praying to be Rebel Wilson because I know my life will be better and more fulfilled and the lesbians have better sex. So every night I'm manifesting like, come on, please just make me gay. But it's not yet happened. So thanks, babe.
Just really fancy boys.
I just really fancy them to my detriment. Thrilled though, for me and for you. Newly single, really fun. I was just going to say there's a lot to unpack.
To be honest, there's not much to unpack.
Al's going to tell you really straight what message to send.
Abort mission.
Yeah, but what would you say? Because you've got to be soft. I'll sprinkle the softness. Go on, you go in hard and I'll give it a bit of je ne sais quoi.
I'm okay.
For the little soft girls out there that need a little bit more loving, it also might be a send and block.
I feel like something's changed and I'm not into it anymore.
Right, soft police coming in. Sorry, excuse me. I'm not into it anymore, quite strong.
That's not strong, that's the truth. My harder version, babe, before I did the internal edits was you're an absolute fucking psycho bitch. Don't contact me again.
Just said, Joy Warner said she's a nice person.
I didn't lead with that. So I think I'm not into it anymore is actually relatively
I think you could say I didn't go into this looking for something serious and I feel like that's where we're heading. So I think I'm going to need a step back.
I do give it, babe.
That will get you into trouble.
Why?
Because you're like, why didn't you tell me that from the beginning?
And
yeah,
like,
true.
I don't want anything serious. I just want to be chilled. I'll be casual.
But then you'll be like, you're not chilled. Here's a link to your Instagram post. Exhibit A of your lack of chill. You're just gonna.
I don't listen.
You think you need to be more direct?
Well, I also, sorry, this is a bitchy thing to say. You don't know her that well. You don't owe her a deep explanation into the internal workings of your emotional world of like your complete nut job. You don't need to tell her that. All you need to say is thanks so much, goodbye. Basically, I'm out. We're done. Unfollow. Have a nice life. We don't even clearly live in the same city or country. Like, what?
You can definitely say, I think we're looking for different things and I don't want to carry this on.
I'm not looking for a psycho. I think you could say...
I was going to say, it's funny, isn't it? Like, there's definitely a fine line between showcasing that you're into someone and like making them feel like affirmed in the fact that you're into them, and being way too much that it turns them off. Because actually, if she was like more chilled, you probably would keep dating her and like might eventually like her. You're really aligned on certain things, like you have a physical attraction. Like, it's not like she's just blanket crazy, but she's just got overexcited with you and like the prospect of you and her together. She's moved at 100 miles an hour and now she's put you off. And that is like You got to keep that balance when you're dating.
When you first said about the red flags, in the beginning, I didn't think they were that red. I thought, you can fix that. You can
you can say, I'm not a toddler, I can walk across the road by myself.
And you can say, can you block your ex?
Yeah, can she not call you so much?
But like the Instagram post, I'm a wacko, and even I wouldn't stoop that low.
Yeah, because you're like follow, unfollow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not like, I've done some whack shit to get people's attention. I wouldn't do that. That is weird.
On the whackometer, it's high. Yes, please.
I feel like the whole walking someone across the street and touching the small of their back or
Rahana,
whatever.
you're so toxic. Sorry.
No, she loves chivalry.
Wait. You'd like that if you liked the person.
Agreed. And I think this with loads of shit like that. Like,
no, but would it though?
Sometimes your body just rejects it before your mind knows. Like I've been on so many dates where they've touched me and I've been like,
That's true.
get off me.
Yeah. With some people, it feels good and comfortable and like charming. And then with others, it feels like pushy, a bit controlling and like weird. And I don't know what that is.
Also, if you take it in isolation, like if that was the only thing, then maybe it's sexy. But because it's not in isolation, she's like a bit weird on other counts.
Yes.
Then it's like you're allergic to that person. As you say, your body knows before your mind does.
The only thing I would implore you to do is just make sure you do have the conversation however you do it, because I just think there's like...
I don't think there's a conversation to be had.
There's a text to be sent.
It's not a conversation.
No, fine. You don't need to ask a question in it or expect a reply.
I think no right to reply.
No right to reply, but you can say, don't feel the need to reply.
Sorry. I will never forget when I was 18 and my ex-boyfriend, who was also called Rory, cheated on me. And I went to my friend's house, Pilu.
Oh yeah, sure.
And her mum she's so funny. And she typed out this he was such a dick. And he had like been sending me these wacko messages being like, I found the love of my life. Like
in you or in the girl he shagged?
In the new girl.
Oh.
No, he didn't even end up with the girl he shagged. He shagged this girl. Then he started going out with his best friend. Like honestly, like it would be like you going out with Raw, like best friend's girlfriend.
It makes me feel sick.
And he had texted this long message being like, I found the love of my life in her. I'm so sorry to hurt you, but I feel like you deserve to know.
I don't need to know anything.
And Pilu's mum literally wrote him this email that was like,
the email.
Do not reply. No right to reply. And it was like, you're a piece of shit. You're an absolute dick. You're a psycho. And then at the end, it was at the bottom. Do not reply. Because do not reply.
You can definitely send a text and then block. Yeah. Airplane mode block.
Also, you clearly don't live in the same place. So like, happy days.
Yeah. At least you had a nice weekend, babe, and a good shag. It's not easy to find. I know the lesbians get it better than we do, but it's hard to find a good shag.
Okay, if I was tapping into my highest elevated self, which doesn't hang around
very often. Yeah, can you? Because you're being harsh. And you actually have a really unique skill to be direct in a way that like is actually kind. So can you tap into that?
I would say something like that. I feel like the energy has really shifted and it's not really sitting that well with me anymore. And I don't know if you have got you've got a misconception
of what I was looking for.
Yeah, and of what this is, considering it's only been like we've only seen each other 3 or 4 times. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed and like I just don't think I want to see you anymore.
I'm going to step away.
Yeah. In reality, I wouldn't say that.
In reality, she's probably just going and like no reply. But you must message because it's too.
No, you must message for yourself as well more than anything.
Yeah, and just to know that like the door's closed, especially with someone that's a bit like
lock that door firmly closed because she's obviously got some serious problems.
Before we continue with this week's episode of Leave a Message,
if you want to be part of our group chat, make sure you leave us a voice note using all the details in the episode description.
Now, this can be about anything. Obviously, sometimes we ask you for specific topics, but if you've got a story that you think girls need to hear this, then get voice noting. Okay, do you have number 2?
Hi, Gallies. Absolutely love your pod. Can I just say, I've been watching you forever and I love you. So my friend has her boyfriend and they've been together for 3-4 years. And basically, this was a few months ago. She was telling me how they were just together and having a chat nicely. And she was just talking to him about how she doesn't like boys watching porn. Just in general, she just thinks it's quite a gross, disgusting thing. And it's quite, objectifying, if that's a word. And then he just sort of was a bit like, oh, well, I watch porn. He was like, oh, I use OnlyFans. Admitting that to her. And obviously she like got really annoyed and was angry at him, and it made her feel like so shit about herself because obviously, you know, that's really not a nice thing to hear. So then he knew how upset she was about it. And then a few months later, like 2 months later, she was talking to me again about her boyfriend, and she was like, oh, I was at his house and it was on his laptop and he had a notes list of like girls' names. And she was Googling these girls and they were all just like Instagram models that post photos and like bikini pics. Some of them had like OnlyFans accounts and things like that. And he had a list of these women in his notes app, which I just think is disgusting. Like, he literally has a girlfriend, obviously, you know. Why does he need all of that still? That's just my thought process. And obviously her thought process as well. And then especially because he knew that she was upset about it before. Just don't understand why he'd still do it. But yeah, I just thought I'd hear ops on it and anything you can add to that. So yeah, I love you.
Love you.
She said,
What?
I want to hear your
Ops. Opinions. Really
I
good.
love that. I say less.
Say less. Too many words are said.
Yeah, too many syllables and opinions.
Let's get some ops then.
She's got many thoughts on this, babe. You lead off, Follow.
Okay, so I feel like it's quite off-brand of me to have this opinion, but it's like, I've really come to terms with it recently. I accept it about myself.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I feel okay about it. I don't like the person I'm in a relationship with watching porn or paying for OnlyFans. I understand that we're all sexual beings and we all have urges, and the porn thing is difficult because it's not that I think watching porn is cheating. I don't have that opinion at all. I struggle with porn in general, about the objectification of like women, the porn industry, the standards in the porn industry, and also the desensitization to sex. Like, that's my thing on porn. So I feel quite strongly about like me watching porn. I abstain from porn and haven't forever, but do now. So I would just want my partner to do that. Do you know what I mean? OnlyFans feels so pointed to me because you're actually paying a specific person that you've chosen and you want intimacy with them. That's why you pay for OnlyFans. And I don't know where your outlet needs to go as a testosterone fueled man, and I understand that I potentially can't be your entire drinking well. I know you might need to go substance elsewhere. I understand, and I don't know how that sits with me. I don't have a partner at the moment, so I can't like really think about a solution to those quite strong opinions, and I also wouldn't want it to be something that is like needs to be done in private. So I don't know what that looks like, but I don't think she's wrong for finding like the porn hurtful or like the list of names like whack, even though he's not technically cheating or doing anything wrong.
I think OnlyFans is different to Pornhub, let's say.
Let's call it Pornhub. Let's call a spade.
Because you're right, OnlyFans is, I've gone out of my way to find someone that that one person
that I find attractive,
and to pay for repeated content from one. That is different to like getting your recommended videos on Pornhub. Algorithm, whatever it is. So I don't disagree. And I also think having a fucking notes app is absolute madness.
Also, what have you done? Like, ask the boys in the group chat.
Also, have you got so many that you just can't remember them? Like, that is weird.
Maybe it's like, well, they're all Instagram models, aren't they? I was thinking, is it like he like pays for a different one a month and he needs to write them down so he doesn't forget? So he gets a bit of variety, spice of life, you know?
However,
you like porn.
I don't like porn. I don't like, listen, if rules...
Al bangs porn all the time. Can't get her off it.
Can't get enough.
Most use that.
I'm always late because I'm always watching porn.
Do you know how much he watches porn?
None. However, if I went away for a weekend and I had subsequently found, I mean, not that I would know, and I'd subsequently found out some way, somehow that he had watched a porn video.
Yeah.
I don't think it would like, first of all, it wouldn't shock me to my core.
No.
I'd be like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sometimes the imagination can't do everything for you.
Yeah, well, it depends on the content as well. Some of it might shock you.
No, but okay,
you never know.
Okay, if it's vanilla missionary, that's okay. If it's missionary, doggy or cowgirl, I'll allow it.
Imagine he's watching something really hardcore. You're like, whoa, I can't do that.
But it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
I really, really wouldn't. I think this has happened in the past, especially when we were long distance. For a fact he was.
Yeah, and also, like, listen, I went in hard there, and I don't often have hard opinions, but I do on this one. But I do understand that it's like a quantity thing as well that makes it more worrying.
If it's all the time and I'm lying next to you and then I'm going up
Or
to
you're needing Paul to like get hard like
that's
with
not
me.
right.
Like I just like there's
No,
just something that
I
I
agree.
know can become quite like
It is
toxic.
a sliding scale.
Yeah.
And if it's once in a blue moon, a couple of times a year, when you're feeling lonely and your partner's away or whatever
And
it
you need a
is,
bit of stimulation, like, you know, the imagination isn't
That's what I mean.
doing it for you.
then fine, no
I get it.
problem. But yeah, there's a limit and there's a hard line of like not being able to have normal sex if without porn. That's whack. And the thing about desensitization is really, really problematic because like obviously I'm not dating, but I can only imagine how jarring it is for boys to just fucking assume that every sexual encounter is like the thing that they've watched with 3 million hits on Pornhub. Like,
Also,
it's crazy.
I have this all the time, like, because I'm having like kind of like casual like one night stands at the moment. I've noticed so much that some men will have sex with you because they want to have sex. So they will have the sex they want to have.
They're having sex for their
yeah, whether that's what they've been watching, what they're dreaming of, whatever. They have that sex. Rarely on a one night stand does a man have sex with me. Like the sex we're having in that moment. Like, I don't know you, so you fucking flipping me up and down, doing somersaults and putting it in my ass is not actually what I like signed up for in this moment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, that's the sex you want to have. So you're going to have that sex. And I just feel like that might sometimes be where that comes from. Potentially. Not all men.
Yeah, in a relationship, it's a very, very, it's a firm line.
It's a weird line.
Like, if I found a notes app, that is a...
How would you feel about OnlyFans?
No.
It's a no.
I don't rate that. No.
It's the thing. When do you stop? Like, what do you stop with the birth of our first daughter? Is that when you stop?
I don't know why there is such a hard line between OnlyFans and Pornhub.
I know.
But for me, it feels so like...
Because also they have their favourite porn stars. Like, you would put in your favourite like porn girl's name. Same.
True.
And some boys pay for porn. So what's the difference?
I have a question.
Go on, girl.
So are both of your opinions on porn based on the ethics?
Mine are largely based on the ethics, yeah.
What about you, Annie?
What do you mean by that?
Like, is the reason why you don't rate porn or OnlyFans because of the ethical element? Like,
Or because of
being
the
unethical?
action of him actually watching it.
Yeah.
Probably a bit of both.
This is the thing. If I had like a really like woke guy that was like, oh my God, I watched this fucking ethical porn. I know the production company and it's like sexy homemade shit. Maybe I'd be like, fuck, I want to watch that.
That's what I was going to ask. So if you what about if you found an ethical porn, like both of you found an ethical porn house? Is that what they're called?
Yeah. It is now.
Ethical Pornhub, sure.
I'd best go to an ethical porn house. Fun times.
Would you watch it during your relationship?
No, I just think it's weird to have to watch it if you're supposed to be making love to your actual partner in real life without externals. We did it for millions of years, guys. You know what I mean?
But then we also millions of years went to sex parties, had sex in front of people, watched other people have sex. Like I think it can be used as a kink. Like I think porn can be used as a kink with a partner. That's a very different thing. Like you've both decided to find the ethical porn house.
But only up to the point of we're turning it off and now it's just us.
Yeah.
Not if you need
or
it.
like this time it's not, but next time we don't need the porn. It's not every time porn. Like it's not every night. It's not every night 69.
It's not rinse repeat Pornhub.
It's rinse repeat. Respect to your girlfriend. Okay, and if she doesn't like it, she doesn't like it.
And maybe on occasion ethical Pornhub.
I think if your friend doesn't like her boyfriend watching porn, she can have that conversation. Do you know what I mean? I don't expect him to change his behaviour patterns. We're always pounding porn every night.
Hey, that's
and
like
you
asking him
said
to not play golf. It is the same fucking thing.
no. Is it fuck?
Change your behaviour. Okay, I won't go on my golf holiday that I've booked for a year. It's kind of the same
Okay,
thing.
why is it different?
Because you think it's easier to just not watch porn, but for some boys it might
No, I
not
don't think
be.
it's easier. I think there's something about porn or like especially OnlyFans that feels a tiny bit disrespectful to your...
I think it's disrespectful to go on a golf weekend.
Oh dear. Should we have number 3?
Joy number 3, hit us.
Hey Gallies, I just wanted to leave you a message. First of all, I want to say how proud I am of you guys and how far you've come in the last year and a half that I've been watching you silently. Do I need to have a conversation with my partner about this or not? Because when it gets brought up to other people, they say I do, but it's going to be an awkward conversation no matter what. So, long story short, I have a friend called John. Let's call him John. We've been friends for 4 years. And it wasn't until last year that our group of friends said, he's in love with you. And at first I didn't think anything of it and brushed it off. And then over the last year, there's been like weird signs. Like he has made me a Spotify playlist with suggested songs in. I can send a screenshot if you want, so you can see the type of songs that he's put in. And then he makes sly comments about how he always gets what he wants. And if I, for example, I went to a festival where a girl took my phone and recorded a video on it. And I showed them the video because it's funny. And John made a comment that he would like to follow them on Instagram. And in the video, the girl literally says, I have a boyfriend. And he made a comment very clearly like, that's never stopped me before. And he's turned very pick-me towards me. Like when we're in a group situation, he'll always make a joke and make sure that I've heard it. And after being with friends, he'll message me separately like, does this person make you feel uncomfortable? Really randomly. But apparently he's taken our friends out and been like, I'm in love with, I don't know how true it is. I don't know if the friends are just saying that to me. I don't know why they would just say that to me. But when it gets brought up, people are like, oh, have you told your partner? Who, by the way, I've been with for 6 years. I have a mortgage and dogs with this person. I'm married without the last name. But it's just an awkward conversation to bring up. So how do I go about it?
You're married without the last name.
I'm not even going to take the name.
No, I know.
So nothing's going to change really. I'll just have hopefully a big fat rock.
And hopefully a little bit of richer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I shan't be sharing our proceedings.
You best Gallie and G Limited in the prenup.
Lockdown. Yeah, don't worry.
Sorry, me and Al were just singing songs that we think could be really good on that playlist.
What's my playlist?
I went for Sex Bomb, Sex Bomb.
I went for Romeo, take me somewhere we
What
can
about this
be
one?
alone.
Who's that girl? Is that one?
How about na 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 temperature? Oh, na 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 and oh, and temperature. What song is that?
I wanna.
Temperature by Sean Paul.
What's this one? I wanna fuck you. Fuck you. Do you know?
This love has taken its toll on me.
Good. Okay, this is my gut reaction.
Sorry, what the hell is wrong with people?
Like John's shooting a shot a few too many times. Get the message, John. 6 years married without the name. I don't want you. Like, sorry, you're my friend.
Maybe John listened to the last episode.
What did we say
About shooting the shot. Yeah, John's been listening. Listen, John.
Oh, John, sorry, we gave you bad advice.
Listen, John, we said once, babe. And if the Spotify playlist didn't work, I don't know what will.
And we didn't say make a Spotify. I mean, that is too far.
Can I tell you my gut response? And then we can dive into what
go on.
a bit deeper. My gut response is if you can handle it without telling your partner. If it becomes too much and it overwhelms you, look for a helping hand. Because actually, and we've said this before, sometimes #not all men require another man to look at them and say, can you back off? Sometimes your word isn't heard and like they need, for whatever reason, like go back to the jungle or wherever they are and they need to pound on each other's chests when they're like animals. It's just they receive that better sometimes than they receive your polite, like, oh, John, you're being a bit much.
I had this. Do you not remember? With that boy.
I do remember.
That boy, this is such weird vibes.
Did you deal with it or did Raw? I feel like Raw said something.
I think Raw said something, but I...
Come on, sexy.
But
Go on,
I
Raw.
don't know what was said. I was not privy to that
No, and you
conversation.
shouldn't be. You don't need to be there.
And I didn't even really I didn't ask because I just thought like it's obviously been dealt with and it's gone away.
Sorry, that was really sexy.
So basically, I mean, babe, I don't think you punched him in the face.
No, but like saying like back off. I know I don't like possessive like behaviour, but a little bit of it is sexy. Like sprinkle a bit on.
Yeah.
A protector.
A protector.
But also like in a way that... Okay, so basically what happened was...
Oh, we're so bad at being highly anonymous.
Okay, my friend Archie has a best friend called, I don't know, I can't think of it, Charlie. Archie and Charlie, okay? Charlie's always had a thing, always had a thing for me. And there was one occasion, actually there were two occasions. Archie had a birthday like party 2 years in a row. And on both occasions, Charlie made like open moves at me. One of them, I was sat on a table with Charlie on my right. Raw and I were basically opposite tables, or different tables. And I was sat with Charlie on my right. And Charlie ordered this like, he ordered a bottle of like really expensive champagne just for the two of us. And like, I fucking hate champagne.
Shoot and you miss, honey.
And basically, so he tried to like charm me and like, you know, be all wanky swanky.
Impress you.
And it didn't impress me. And the bottle came.
And I hate champagne, it tastes like piss.
Yeah. And I said, he's such a dick as well, because he's like so like showy offy with his money. And the bottle came and Charlie was like, can you bring the vintage? And I was like, don't bother, I hate champagne. And anyway, this went on and on and on. And and then he started texting me. And there's a picture where do you know that picture? We were downstairs in the mirror and he like put his hand on my bum. And then after that, he texted me being like, oh, like, let's grab lunch. And I naively thought we can just be friends, because I do have a best friend that is as a boy. I just thought, oh well, that's fine, me and this boy can have this same kind of relationship. Anyway, obviously it got too far. Oh sorry, obviously big part of the story that I've missed is that Rory's best mate Dan said to Charlie, can you just like back off, that's my best friend's girlfriend. And Charlie was like, listen, basically there's no goal without a goalie. Like you can't stop me from doing it. Until she says no, she's fair game. I actually think those were kind of the words.
Oh my God, fair game is so minging.
Disgusting.
Oh.
Then there was that picture. Then he asked me for lunch. Then Raw stepped in. And
yes, Raw, Big Daddy.
And
come on. Yeah, baby.
I don't know what he said, but he would have said something like,
well, it worked.
Highly inappropriate. Stop that now.
It's so hard, isn't it? Because it does feel a bit like, oh, Dad, can you talk to this bully at the playground?
I
know. And it's like sad that, like, not sad, but I assume that even you, like, putting a no in place might not have been heard.
Agreed.
Like Raw's was. And that's annoying, but I do think there might get a stage where you can no longer, like, bat the advances, and it might actually sound better and be more effective.
The text that he sent me.
Coming from your partner.
He sent me these selfies of us.
Oh, yeah.
I feel enough people were getting angry with my fondness of you. So not going to put these in the group, but it's always a blast when you're involved.
Flirt. Big fat flirt.
And then I sent him the picture of his hand on my bum. He said, haha, caught red-handed. Like, what?
Babe, did you not feel his hand on your ass?
Yeah, I did. I was obviously absolutely off my head. Then he sent me a picture of his sunglasses and I didn't reply. It's
so bad, because it's like the whole line, like, just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score. Like, I genuinely had that situation where I was in a relationship and someone fully said that to me, because we'd like got like I was with a boy at the time, and my like ex was at this party, and he wasn't my ex at the time, obviously. He was just a guy that I didn't know, and he like was like being really flirty with me, and he then sent me that text. I was in a really unhappy relationship and I kind of needed an excuse to leave it, and like that bit of attention was my like get out of jail free card. So I feel like even if someone's in a relationship, I don't condone it, but I get you like shooting the shot at least once, because stranger things have happened. People have left relationships. Once is fine. If he continues and you've said really clearly, it's making me feel uncomfortable that you're kind of singling me out and you're being a bit pick me.
Also, to verbalise she's fair, like, could you not have just kept that in your head?
Sorry, fair game is wild.
To Rory's best friend, like, how stupid do you have to be?
Yeah.
Are you for real? I mean,
people are deluded, and people like get carried away, and like, you know, some people aren't used to not getting what they want, and that's difficult for them to get their head around.
Basically, babe, to answer your question, if I could have, I didn't actually really ever get the chance to deal with it, because I think then just Raw like knew and we were talking about it, and then he just did something about it. If I had the chance, and also Raw was at the dinner, like he couldn't, it was obvious.
How did you reply to those texts? Just like nice?
Haha.
Yeah.
Nothing. Didn't give him anything. But that wasn't enough. I didn't say...
Like, that could have been your opportunity in hindsight to be like, that's highly inappropriate.
And it was.
And I agree with everyone else's perception of your fondness of me. So should we leave it there?
Agree.
Yeah.
But if I could have done that and turned back the clock, I would do it. And just like kind of, for the sake of Raw, because it's not nice. It's really, really not a nice feeling to feel like...
So it's a weird conversation to have. Yeah.
So that's what I would recommend doing. That is
trying to deal with it head on, and if you can't, then you might need to tell your partner.
Round up.
Okay.
Joy number 1. Oh, I want to pick up on something, by the way.
Go on, quick.
She said, I'm an older listener, I'm 30. Babe, I'd like to, can we get that cut from the record? Because that is not right. 30 is not an older listener, babe. I'm a year away from it, year and 3 months.
Oh, she's getting really prangy about her 30th. It's going to be good.
I know, but I don't think it's an older listener.
Yeah, no, we must reframe our narrative, guys. We're young. We're so young. We're young and youthful. The fountain of youth has blessed us.
You must abort mission. You must say it with your chest. Try and be soft.
With your chest, but kindly. Say less.
Say less.
Be clear, concise, and I'll let you know when I have my gay awakening.
Joy number 2, boys watching porn.
Ooh, controversial.
There's not really much more to... Also, I do think it's all very individual specific.
Yeah, it's very hypothetical. It's quantity based.
You can't make a general rule, actually. I really do think that, because there might be some girls that have absolutely no issue with their boys watching porn 5 times a week.
But this is the thing. You have issue. So I think you can articulate that, and I think you can ask him what his driver is and how he could do it in a way, if he finds it important, if it is like his golf, how he could do it in a way that you find more respectful.
Yeah,
that might not be keeping a log of girls' names
That's a great line
on OnlyFans. Do you know what I mean?
And then joy number 3, you've got to deal with this, and you've got to deal with it head on and be more direct than I was.
Yeah, you've got to be blunt.
Yeah.
Sadly. And he'll be able to take it.
Yeah.
And if he then continues, then you've got to get the heavyweight in, sadly.
Yes, then run to dad.
Daddy. Oh, we're not having question of the week this week.
No question of the week, no time for question of the week this week, guys. Thank you all so much for your voice notes. We love hearing from you. Please keep them coming.
If you heard a voice note and you were like, I've got a better one than that, then please, please, please send it in. Don't just think about it.
Actually press
do
record.
Please keep them short.
Oh, Rahana's getting
Right, come on, give
knackered.
us your spiel. Come on.
Do another roundup of what a voice note should be like.
We had a 6-minute and 22-second one.
It's too long.
And it's just, I did listen to the whole thing, and then I thought, no one else is going to want to listen to this because it's so long.
She's not wrong.
Okay, so we've max 3 minutes is ideal. 3 minutes is
2:30.
3 minutes 30. I'll push it to a 4-minute if it's
golden. Yeah. Also, feel free to write a script.
Say less.
Keep to the key bullet points. Keep telling us how much you love us at the beginning. I enjoy those intros.
Make sure you say, as joy number 3 did, I just wanted to leave you a message. Great, guys. That's great PR. You're doing our job for us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. Please tune in next week. We're here every Wednesday. We love you so much.
Please subscribe. Please subscribe.
Oh, please.
Love you.
Bye.